What's up, guys? This is Andrew at Diamond Graphics. We were just going to show you a quick how-to today about making racing stripes for your car. There's a couple different tricks I'm going to show you. If this is something you want to try at home, hopefully this helps out a little bit. As you can see, we have a beautiful gray Corvette here. We did a couple things to this, actually for weight reduction, so it's faster at the track. We took off the wheels and the calipers, and then for about 20 extra horsepower, we're going to be adding these racing stripes down the whole length of the vehicle. So let me show you how to do that. So first things first, you want to make sure, obviously, your vehicle, your surface is clean. We washed this car, clay barred it. Right before I'm going to wrap it, I'm going to spray it with isopropyl alcohol, just to get all that extra grease, anything that's left over, get it off of there. Then the first thing you want to do with a stripe kit, if you have a center mounting stripe kit like this, is you want to find the middle of the panel. So if you want to find intersecting body lines, make sure it lines up. Make sure to not Sharpie on the car. But you want to just mark those body lines on the tape and then line them up together. Make a little mark. And then where that crease was, that's now the middle of the panel. Do 3 or 4 of those throughout the whole panel and then lay the tape over that and you should have a pretty good straight line. Oh my God. I can't like reach this car because it's on a fucking lift. The car's a little bit tricky because it's on a lift right now, so I don't have good access to it. So this stripe kit, we're actually reproducing the factory stripe kit that was a little beat up, so we wanted us to replace it. We have a 1-inch gap right down the middle all the way, and then it tapers. So for a 1-inch gap, we're gonna use literally a 1-inch piece of masking tape, apply it right down the center, and then put knifeless tape on either side of it. You always want to double check, just make sure it looks straight. That looks pretty spot on. Now I'm just going to remove the masking tape that I used to find the center while not disturbing the center line. So from here, now that we have the center line, we can start from here and measure out however wide your stripes are and get the outside dimensions on either side. So now that they've figured out the desired width, this is a little trick I like to do. You can do this many different ways. You can take a ruler, you can measure it, you can mark it off. I literally had masking tape that was, 2 inches wide. I laid 7 of them. That makes it 14 inches. That's an example. That's not actually these measurements, but this is kind of a way to, a quick way to find the same length on either side. So as long as you lay the outside masking tape straight and make it connect, you should have some pretty perfectly lined up stripes. So now I'm gonna use knifeless tape. This is design line, and I'm just gonna outline the masking tape, remove it, lay the vinyl, then it should be good to go. There's usually always a lot of grime and dirt inside vents or inside seams of cars. So you want to just double check that, go over that a couple times before laying the vinyl. So now that we're set, we're just going to do one more quick wipe down, get any of my fingerprints, any grease off of it. So I obviously have a piece of vinyl that's bigger than the stripe. That makes it a little bit easier. This hood's really flat, so it's not a big deal, but if you have any areas that are curved, you're going to want to definitely have some extra vinyl just so you can stretch it around that corner well. If you get any little wrinkles in the vinyl before squeegeeing it, you can usually just take a little bit of heat, bring it back to normal. So now that the vinyl's pretty much laid, you want to take a heat gun, And just go over the knifeless tape one more time, get any little air bubbles out of it. Apparently I got a lot of air bubbles, but that's because this hood is floating. It's hard for me to reach, but no big deal. This is 3M film, so it's got air release, so all this will come out. But again, you want to make sure you really go over that knifeless tape again. That's how you get a real smooth line on the cut. I'm just going back over it and getting all these little bubbles out, using a little more pressure this time, going slow, making sure I'm not going too fast. This way the film will allow the air to escape. So now we gotta go ahead and pull the knifeless. With the knifeless, you just wanna make sure that you are pulling flat and the opposite direction of what you laid. You don't wanna pull it up, because then you can get a jagged cut. And then it's gonna leave a small green filament behind. You wanna pull it away from the vinyl, not up, as that, again, you can mess with the edge of it. So I'm gonna pull out. Use a little bit of heat, press it down, and that you should have a perfectly straight edge. So now you have a good example of how to install your own stripe kit. This is one of the fastest and easiest ways to add an extra 30 wheel horsepower with literally no engine modifications. If you install the stripe kit and you don't notice any gains, please consult your local mechanic.